This movie is the raw story of a young man who grows up surrounded by violence and slowly becomes a part of it. One wrong choice leads to another. One night changes everything.
I never thought he'd come back like this. Blasting.
The story begins in 1993 in the Los Angeles area of California. We see two young black men named Kane and Kevin, who is also known as O-Dog. The two enter a liquor store to buy alcohol. The store owner and his wife, who are Korean, immediately judge them based on their appearance and assume they are thieves. They tell them to pay for the alcohol and leave quietly. Seeing this, the store owner says that he feels sorry for the boy's mother. O-Dog overhears this comment and becomes furious. He starts arguing with the man, and when the confrontation escalates, O-Dog pulls out a gun and shoots him twice, killing him on the spot. Kane is left in shock because they had only come to buy alcohol. There is a security camera in the store. O-Dog takes the store owner's wife into another room and steals the surveillance tape. He then shoots and kills her as well to eliminate any evidence. After that, he empties the cash register and takes the money from the man's pockets before the two of them flee the scene. The story then shifts to a flashback set in 1970. We see a very young Kane. His father is a drug dealer and his mother is a drug addict. One night, during a gambling dispute, Kane's father shoots and kills a man and is sent to prison. A few days later, Kane's mother dies from a drug overdose. After losing both parents, Kane is adopted by his grandparents and begins living with them. The story returns to the present day. It is Kane's last day of high school. We learn that alongside attending school, he also sells drugs part-time in his neighborhood. On his way home, he meets 5-year-old Anthony riding a bicycle and tells him to stay away from the road. Anthony's mother, Ronnie, comes outside and starts talking to Kane. Ronnie's husband is serving a life sentence in prison for murder. Kane used to be financially close to Ronnie's husband before he was imprisoned. Now Ronnie and her son, Anthony, live alone. When Kane arrives home, his grandparents are very happy because he has finished high school. They hope he will get a part-time job and go to college. However, Kane has no plans to continue his education. That same night, to celebrate finishing high school, his friends throw a party in the neighborhood. Kane attends the party with his cousin Harold. At the party, we meet his group of friends, Stacy and Awax, who are gang members, and Sharif, a Muslim young man who does not drink or smoke and advises the others to stay away from drugs and alcohol. However, no one in the group listens to him. Kane's best friend, O-Dog, is reckless and fearless. He has no fear of violence or the police. Kane becomes angry with him because O-Dog has gathered everyone around a VCR and is proudly showing them the video recording of the liquor store robbery and double murder. But O-Dog tells Kane to relax. He is confident that none of their friends would ever go to the police about the tape. After the party, the group decides to go out to get something to eat. Kane leaves with his cousin Harold in Harold's new car, while the others follow behind them. However, their car runs out of gas, and they stop at a gas station. While Kane and Harold are alone, a gang approaches them. At gunpoint, the gang members order them to step out of the car so they can steal it, but Harold refuses to get out. Without any warning, the gang suddenly opens fire. Harold is shot and killed. Kane is also hit by a bullet and injured. The gang leaves both of them there and drives away with the car. Hearing the gunshots, O-Dog and the others rush to the location. By the time they arrive, Harold is already dead, and Kane is seriously wounded. They quickly put Kane into a car and rush him to the hospital. Because they arrive in time, Kane's life is saved. After a few days, he begins to recover. While he is in the hospital, Ronnie comes to visit him. Kane is extremely happy to see her because he has secretly developed feelings for her. After being discharged from the hospital, Kane returns home. His grandfather, who is a deeply religious man, warns both Kane and O-Dog to stay away from violence and guns. However, Kane grows tired of listening to him and leaves the house with O-Dog, completely ignoring his grandfather's advice. O-Dog then tells Kane that he has found the men who shot Harold and injured him. That very night, Kane, O-Dog, A-Wax, and some others arm themselves and go to a food court where the rival gang members are gathered. They open fire and kill them in a retaliatory shooting. That night, Kane takes a life for the first time. After the shooting, he feels extremely strange and disturbed by what he has done.
I thought killing those fools would make me feel good, but it really didn't make me feel anything.
The next day, Kane goes to Ronnie's house to visit Anthony. As usual, he leaves some money for them. Ronnie knows that Kane provides this money, and she resists taking it. However, she catches Kane handing a handgun to Anthony. This makes her extremely angry, because she does not want Anthony to grow up like his father. Meanwhile, O-Dog is watching the same liquor store robbery and murder tape on a VCR with his friends. Around this time, a car dealer named Chauncey gives them a job to steal a specific model of black car. O-Dog, A-Wax, and Kane go to a parking lot to steal the car. The parking lot security guard notices them and alerts the police. The police quickly surround the area. A-Wax manages to escape, but the police, along with a K9 unit, catch Kane and O-Dog in the act. Because O-Dog is a minor, he is released. However, Kane is sent to jail for several months for car theft. While processing him, the police take his fingerprints. These fingerprints match prints found on a liquor bottle at the crime scene of the unsolved murder of a Korean couple at a liquor store. The police interrogate Kane extensively about the robbery and murders, trying to confuse and pressure him into confessing. However, Kane knows that apart from the fingerprints, the police have no solid evidence. O-Dog had taken the surveillance tape, and the murder weapon is also with him. Because of this, Kane does not confess to anything, and the police are forced to release him. After getting out of jail, Stacy and Sharif suggest that Kane leave the city with them and move to Kansas City. They explain that there are no jobs where they live, crime is everywhere, and sooner or later, Kane will end up in serious trouble. However, Kane refuses to leave the city. Kane buys a stolen Mustang from a mechanic, but he does not have enough money for its maintenance or for new alloy rims. Wanting fast money, he robs a wealthy young man at gunpoint outside a restaurant. After stealing his gold chain and rings, Kane also takes the gold rims off his car. At this point, Kane becomes obsessed with getting rich quickly. To make fast money, Kane sells the stolen gold and uses the cash to buy several kilograms of cocaine. He then starts converting it into crack cocaine and selling it on the streets. Within a few weeks, many local drug dealers begin buying their supply from him. Kane starts making a huge profit from the business. With his flashy lifestyle and growing reputation, he impresses a girl named Alina and begins dating her. His friends now respect him even more. However, Sharif and Sharif's father repeatedly warned Kane that if he does not leave this street life, he will either end up in prison or dead. Kane tells Sharif that he does not want to move to Kansas City because his grandparents and all his friends are here. One night, during a traffic stop, some racist police officers pull over Kane and Sharif. After searching them, the officers begin beating them because the two argue back. The police throw them into their car and brutally assault them. Later, they dump Kane and Sharif, half dead, in the territory of a Mexican gang that is at war with their black gang. Fortunately, the Mexican gang members do not kill them. Instead, they get them to a hospital, saving their lives. Once again, Ronnie comes to visit Kane in the hospital. She tells him that she has found a job in Atlanta and will soon be leaving the city with Anthony. She asks Kane to come with her because she has developed feelings for him. Ronnie kisses Kane and tells him that they have no future in this city. If he stays, he will keep ending up in the hospital or in jail. Kane is deeply confused and unable to make a decision. A few days later, a farewell party is held for Stacy and Sharif, who are about to leave for Kansas City. At the party, Ronnie and Kane meet again and share an intimate moment. Everyone is drinking when Chauncey, who is drunk, starts forcing himself on Ronnie. Kane cannot tolerate this. In a burst of rage, he grabs a gun and brutally beats Chauncey in the face with it. Stacy and Sharif struggle to hold Kane back and calm him down. Later that night, After returning home, Kane keeps thinking about Ronnie and realizes that he truly has feelings for her. Just then, he receives a phone call from his ex-girlfriend, Elena. Elena tells Kane that she is pregnant. However, Kane refuses to believe the child is his, saying they were only together for a short time. He hangs up on her. Meanwhile, Chauncey is furious after being beaten by someone younger than him. To take revenge, he sends the liquor store surveillance tape to the police. The tape that shows the robbery and murders committed by O-Dog and Kane. Outside Kane's house, Elena's cousin approaches him and tells him that he must take responsibility for the baby because he is the father. Kane feels that the man is threatening him. In anger, he attacks him, brutally beating him and kicking him in the face until he is unconscious. Hearing the noise, Kane's grandfather comes outside. Seeing Kane violently assaulting someone, he drags him back inside the house. Kane's grandparents tell him that he can no longer stay with them. They cannot stand watching him turn into a criminal. He is now grown, and they tell him to find his own place to live. After receiving the tape, the police begin actively searching everywhere for O-Dog and Kane. Now they finally have solid evidence connecting them to the liquor store murders. Realizing the danger closing in, Kane decides to move to Atlanta with Ronnie and Anthony to start a new life. He advises O-Dog to leave the city as well, but O-Dog is not afraid of the police. Instead, he helps Kane and Ronnie pack their belongings, along with Sharif and Stacy. Meanwhile, Elena's brother is still furious about Kane attacking his relative. He promises Elena that he will take revenge. He gathers some men, arms themselves with automatic weapons, and drives toward Ronnie's house. At Ronnie's home, everyone is busy packing. They have no idea that Elena's brother and his armed companions are on their way. Stacy and Ronnie go inside the house to move more furniture, while Kane, O-Dog, and Sharif stand outside with Anthony, who is riding his bicycle nearby. Suddenly, a car approaches them. Within seconds, heavy gunfire erupts. Sharif is struck by multiple bullets and collapses. O-Dog immediately pulls out his gun and fires back at the attackers. Seeing return fire, the shooters speed away in their car. Kane runs toward Anthony to protect him, but he is hit by 3 bullets. He falls over Anthony, shielding him with his own body. After the attackers flee, O-Dog realizes that Sharif has died from his wounds. He breaks down in tears. Anthony and Stacy come outside and see that Anthony is safe, but Kane has been shot multiple times. Within minutes, Kane dies from his injuries. As he takes his final breaths, his entire life flashes before his eyes, his friends, his childhood, and Ronnie. In his final moments, it becomes clear that he understands he should have left this life behind. With that, the movie ends.